What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel where we're talking about Chelsea and their win against Crystal Palace, so stick around as we dive deeper into this. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge Chelsea fan, which is why we're talking about Chelsea and their big win they had this week against Crystal Palace.
Happy.
Now, if you watched my video earlier today, I talked about predicting this game, and lo and behold, I was right with a 3-0 win with Chelsea beating Crystal Palace. Like I said, I wasn't really too surprised by this result because, again, Chelsea is such a better team. Crystal Palace is a dumpster fire right now. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this club. Patrick Vieira, yes, he's a great player, but not a great manager. They're going to struggle throughout this entire season, and I think this is just showing the beginning phases for Crystal Palace, but that's enough about them. Let's talk about Chelsea and what I thought about this game. So there's 3 takeaways I want to take away from this game, so let's go into that. Now, the first takeaway is having the fans back at Stamford Bridge. It was such a nice feeling to watch a game and having a full stadium with everyone cheering, especially when it was a game that Chelsea won, because you just felt the atmosphere just get elevated throughout this game. All the goals when they were scored, you heard the cheering that was actually real cheering, not some camera work or a guy's hitting a button that was delayed after a goal went in. This just felt so right watching the game today, and I think that really helped Chelsea get into the groove fairly quickly into this match. Number 2 takeaway is the depth that Chelsea has. Now, we already knew this going into the season, but we saw in today's game how well we have with our depth. Now, Thomas Tuchel didn't start a few players such as Thiago Silva, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Conte, who wasn't even on the bench, but that's because he's hurt. But we saw how great we are even without those players playing. Now, Reece James did come in, Emerson came in as well, and even Kai Havertz, who didn't start, came into the game, just showing how great we are right now, because the players that even started today are just above and beyond any Crystal Palace player, which I guess doesn't take much, but it's showing you how great this team is. Now, like I said, Thomas Tuchel still needs to tinker around with this club and get the first starting 11, because I don't think that all these players are going to start each and every game. I think Thiago Silva, once he's fully rested from playing for Brazil, will start most matches. I'm not too sure who else will start in defense, whether that's Rudiger, Christensen, or even Chalobah, because who knows? We saw him play so well today. Obviously, Azpilicueta probably will start. Reece James will get played there. Alonso maybe continues to play, but I think Chilwell may be moving forward and starting over Alonso eventually at some point. But right now, with the way Alonso's been playing, that's where he's going to be starting. And even in the midfield, again, like I said, there's just so much depth. It's so nice to have this, that this is really going to help Chelsea go really far into a lot of these tournaments that we have and a lot of games down the future where we shouldn't really be gassed or fatigued, because again, we're going to be able to rotate so many players, which will be so good. And then the third takeaway is Thomas Tuchel and his defense and how well he's been making this team so much better in defense. We had another game where we didn't let up any goals. This is going from last season to this season, how well Thomas Tuchel's been able to transform our defense to being rock solid and not giving up so many goals. Crystal Palace, I think, had maybe 1 or 2 opportunities, but really they didn't even test Mendy at all this game. Rudiger blocked a shot. I mean, Christensen was all over the pitch doing as well as he could be. Even in our midfield, we weren't really letting anything get through. Obviously, as we know, Jorginho and Kovacic are a really great combo, but even our wingbacks, Alonso and Azpilicueta, those guys were able to shut anything down coming down the flanks. So therefore, again, Thomas Tuchel has been doing such a huge job for this club and how well they can play. This reminds me back in the early 2000s when we barely let up any goals as well. It's so nice to see us getting back to the Chelsea way, because this is why I really enjoyed the club when we were so solid in defense. And again, we're starting to do this again, but we're also attacking really well too. So again, Thomas Tuchel, his philosophy is really help elevate this club, and I'm really happy that this is going on with the club and manager. And then the last part I want to talk about, obviously, is the man of the match, and that was Chalobah, who just mind-boggling. I didn't expect them to have such a great game. Being only 22 years old, the way he played, obviously man of the match, the goal he scored, everything he did in this game, I don't even think he had an error at all, and it just shows you how well some of our youth players can be if given the opportunity. I know preseason, people were talking about Chelsea are losing a lot of their younger players, but look, we have some young players still at this club. Mason Mount being another guy, and these players, and Reece James as well, don't want to forget about him, and they're showing how great they are. I think if players can stick around and show their worth, eventually they'll get their opportunity, and as we saw today, they can prove their opportunity. So again, a note to all the youth players on this club that if you really want to stick it with this club, keep grinding, you'll get your opportunities and it will show. And as long as you step up to the plate when the chance comes, you will definitely get more opportunities. So that is all I have for you today on the Chelsea match versus Crystal Palace. Again, I'm happy I was able to predict this one, the 3-0 one. And again, moving forward, I'm going to try to guess, predict, and see how the Chelsea club goes moving forward each and every game. So that is all. And if you haven't before, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and we will see you next time.